Thank you. We're back with Investing Insights with Barry Burnett. I'm your host, Barry Burnett, and the reason we are on the air at all is to let you, the entrepreneurial investor, know exactly what's going on in your personal portfolio of real estate properties so that you can operate your portfolio stronger, safer, smarter. If you communicate with us in any way, it's easiest at barryburnett.net, barryburnett.net. The easiest thing in the universe to get a hold of us and all of our experts, because we provide you tremendous information on this show that's going to make your life back in control much easier and able to be forward thinking. Like our guest, Scott Akerley, CEO of Pango Group, pangogroup.com. You are the operators of 25 offices of independent escrow company, and you function anywhere in the sound of our voice. Anybody that can hear us, you can serve them, correct?
Absolutely. Okay,
and you've been involved in operating for 25 years. You recently got acknowledged. What was that? What happened?
We focus a lot on culture, and we were recently won the award from the Los Angeles Business Journal, top 100 places to work in Los Angeles.
Top 100 places to work. And how does culture play into that?
It is all, when we first started the company, it was all about, I felt if we could take care of our employees, they would take care of our clients. And so we have focused on that from our first office with five people, and just making sure that we were a close-knit family to where we are today with all of our employees, and making sure that everybody is close. We work as a family together. We work together. We share information, and we're always just trying to do what's best for our consumers. And we have a great time doing it.
So in your Glendale office, you have a room that is just singularly as a training facility, and you train realtors and escrow officers and your vendors and a variety of other people, and you do this all the time, constantly, don't you?
We're constantly involved, and we like to help our community. We like to help the industry that we're in, competitors, real estate agents, you name it. We're always trying to help people and get involved. And so we have a community room that we're always trying to share and allow people to use and network and work together.
What I find interesting, and one of the reasons that I use you for my clients, because you help all of my procedures and my functions for the sake of my clients as fiduciary responsibility to make my investment escrows stronger, safer, smarter. Your people do have that hands-on, careful care, and they do facilitate things much smoother than the average herky-jerky escrow company. And many of those escrow companies are going to have a real hard time meeting compliance requirements. Don't you think?
I think it's going to be a challenge. We've spent probably $250,000 so far on it. We'll probably spend a lot more over the next year. And I think it's going to be hard for some of the smaller companies to comply with it.
Okay, and what happens when they can't comply?
Well, I think there could be a consolidation in the escrow industry. You could see other people get involved from a title company perspective, other real estate companies opening escrow divisions, and I think an overall consolidation of it.
So it's going to squeeze down the number of people who are able to provide the service.
Probably.
And in addition, there are changes to the Real Estate Settlements Procedures Act, RESPA, coming down the pipe that we were talking about. You're already providing preparation for that.
Absolutely. We're preparing for next year. We believe a lot of lenders, even though it actually goes into effect of August of next year, we believe that a lot of lenders are going to start testing it in January to make sure they are in compliance. And so we are already working with our software companies to make sure that we are ready to go and practicing those procedures and working on scripts and things like that. So again, we can be the most knowledgeable person in the transaction and help lenders and help realtors.
So this is Investing Insights with Barry Burnett here on Talk Radio 790 KABC. I'm your host, Barry Burnett. I'm the owner and broker of Burnett Commercial Properties, Barry Burnett Realty, Inc., and I've served in the real estate business for my clients in 5 states for 41 years. I've personally closed over 4,000 real estate transactions. So I've had a lot of experience, and the reason I selected Pango Group's Glen Oaks Escrow Division is because you handle business like business as a fiduciary, but in a very personal way. But you protect my clients' information, the public and non-public information, so that I don't have to worry about whether they're going to be hacked or whether their material is going to go into cyberspace. Remind us what you had to do with your servers to make that happen.
Well, we had to go through an entire process of making sure everything was encrypted. When we hired our auditors, one of the first things they were telling us a story about, they were hiring a company to come in and actually hack their servers, which we had to do the same thing. And they said one of the first companies we did, the hacker showed up in their parking lot and hacked into the CEO's computer.
Oh.
And when the CEO walked in that morning, he said, "Here's your laptop, here's your screen." I'm looking at it on his laptop. And same thing. So we're hiring people to hack our systems.
Wow.
To make sure they're safe for everybody.
Okay, or to attempt to hack your systems.
Yeah, attempt.
Yeah. And so what you did was you took all of your servers for the banking information and you took it completely off the public web.
Yes. Cyber hackers were trying to get into escrow companies and reroute money. So we've taken all of our computers that have anything to do with wire transfers and banking and take them out, put them in a central location, and they can only connect to the bank.
And so you do that by fiber optics?
Yes.
Okay, so you are really, truly state-of-the-art in each of your operations. But in the process of this, the Investing Insights with Barry Burnett show is part of an arm of protecting entrepreneurial investors in the real estate transactions that they foretake, and they need to think forward. What we're doing here, Scott, is this valuable to investors?
Absolutely. So many of these things, they typically will trust someone or there'll be a recommendation from anybody. It could be a realtor or a consumer. And they have to make sure the company the escrow is going to is practicing these procedures.
And it's so vital for you, our listeners, to be sure that you're operating your portfolio stronger, safer, smarter. This is a really important move. We're delighted that you listened, and we invite you to listen again and again and again to each of our experts. Tonight it was Scott Akerley, CEO, Pango Group, pangogroup.com, independent escrow, and our other magnificent guests you can check on KABC.com podcast, or especially by barryburnett.net. That's barryburnett.net, BARRYBURNETT.net. We want to thank you for listening. And again, Scott Akerley, thank you for joining us. This is Investing Insights with Barry Burnett. Reach us at barryburnett.net. We'll be back next week.